gonna be a little project of mine. This was our first snake enclosure, and I'm planning to put a background against there. That's going to be made out of styrofoam and concrete. At the moment, these guys used to have just like basking area here, little hide rock wall, and I had actually put, I'll just show you, I had actually put just a stick-on background at the back here, but I kind of wanted just a little bit more to make it sort of more realistic, like a rock wall sort of thing at the back for the snakes to climb on and that sort of thing. So this is going to be my test project, and hopefully I sell this one. But yeah, like, just watched a couple of other videos from people and want to try it myself. So you guys can watch my progress as I go. Alright, let's get started. So when we first moved here, we got a lot of new furniture. So we had a bunch of styrofoam, and I was so lucky I saw the videos when I did, because I was gonna just throw it all out, and I was like, so many little pieces that we can use. So I've like ordered it for months now, waiting for a chance to be able to do this. But I'm especially proud of my hoarding for this really long piece, which I'll be able to cut and make it into a flat background, and then add on all those other little pieces later to, you know, give it the background and texture. And obviously I'll cut down all the sharp edges and stuff with my tool, and then you just pour the concrete over it, and you wouldn't even know the difference really. It's pretty cool. But yeah. So this was the tool that I was talking about. It's just a styrofoam cutter, and the wire heats up, so it's super easy to make clean cuts on everything. That just comes straight off. Actually, it's probably going to be too easy to cut, so you really do have to make sure that it's precise, because it heats up very quickly. That it doesn't stay on there as well. So I'll take off big chunks of it on the way with this cutter, so that I don't go across my line too far, because it's likely to happen. Also, I imagine it will probably cool pretty quickly too. It's very satisfying. Very satisfying. Bit cheaper. I think it was like $25 Australian dollars on eBay. So yeah, I have to contend with the wind blowing around my styrofoam too, because I'm outside. Little pieces in a box, just in case I want to use those later as like parts of my rock wall. You do need to remove all of this, so that's going to take me a little while. I might even keep all of this sort of stuff and add sticks and that, so that we can use them in the background. I haven't really decided on how I'm going to use them yet, but we definitely can stick all of these sort of things down, make it look a little bit more natural and stuff. So yeah, I'm just going to put it away for later. So I like the background itself, but make sure that there's little pockets in there for live plants and that sort of thing to be able to fit in. Yeah, but lots and lots of rocky gate sort of things so that they can climb over them, and bring in the wood as well to make it look a little bit more natural. Now I was just going to test to make sure that this fits okay. Have to remember that we need to have the concrete's going to probably be at least a centimetre on every side, and we're going to be sticking this to the back with like a silicone. So I think I'll probably use a clear one so that you can't see it so much on the back, because it's glass on the back. But yeah, it's all waterproof and stuff, so you could even use these sort of backgrounds in aquariums, they say. So yeah, and then all of our little pieces, they get stuck together with just toothpicks. So you stick them in place, cut them to how you desire them, and then you just paint over with concrete. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so that looks like a good fit there. We'll probably lift it up when we put it in. We could probably even lift it up a little bit more so that the substrate can get underneath it, but it's not necessary. What I am thinking about doing is I want the water bowl over in the cold side of the tank, so I have to allow enough room for it to slot under there, okay? But also above where the heat lamp is going to be, below where the heat lamp is going to be, I would like to have, if I can hold it there, I would like to have a shelf that comes out a little bit, and I'm going to prop it up with some more styrofoam sort of column looking things, so that the snake can actually go underneath and escape the heat, but it can come up onto the top. And I'm thinking that I might allow it a ramp up here, just so that it can get easy to the water bowl and up to the top of the heater. Yeah, so that's my simple plan for now, and maybe just some just rocky areas here. Could have a little pocket over there for some plants or something. I don't know, we'll just go with the flow and see what happens. So I was thinking about using these little jars for plants to go into. So if I'm able to make like a little pot holder thing, we can put it up there and it can fall down somehow. We'll just make sure that we make it quite bulky around it, so it's got enough support and stuff. Yeah. Off bits, cut bits from when I was slicing off little pieces. So now I'm just collecting like anything that looks kind of natural from what I've cut, and I've just been gluing it down onto the like on the edges of the ledges, so that it's gonna look a little bit more like natural. But you know, there, so that it flows a little bit better. Yeah, I just figured it would give it a little bit more like depth and stuff. So my finished background. Alright, so this is the finished rock wall with the little plant pot holder there, a little segment cut out for the water, a bit of a ramp that goes up to the basking area, and this is the rock that they would bask on, which is also a removable hide rock, so you can take that in and out. I'm not going to move it because it'll make the back fall down, but yeah, once it's all stuck down, it'll slot straight into place. And you've got plenty of areas to like go sliding up here out of the heat a little bit, and yeah, this plant leaves will start falling down. I think it'll give it a little bit of a natural look, which will be nice. And we've still got plenty of area out here if you wanted to put another hide rock out there or something. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. The next stage is to put concrete on it and all your like texture, rocks, sand, sticks, that sort of thing. Yeah, can't wait to see what it turns out like. I'm pretty happy with that. The concrete that I'm gonna mix up, hopefully it's not gonna set that rapidly. And a bunch of things that I'll probably put in the concrete to make it a little bit more natural looking. I'm just gonna have the one branch there, I decided. Just got some dirt, the bark, a few pieces of like aquarium substrate that I have. I thought they'd be cute little rocks. I got some bigger rocks if I wanted them. I thought some gum leaves, gum nuts at the top. And we've got a bit of like licheny, mossy looking stuff here. Yeah, I think I'll super glue all these things on there, and yeah, it'll look nice, I think. Okay, so my video died while I was doing that one, but yeah, that's the wet product, and we'll be letting that dry. And this one here is actually starting to harden in some places. So yeah, you can sort of only just press in, whereas you would have been able to put your finger through the styrofoam before. It really is starting to harden, and that's only one thin layer on there. Obviously I'm going to go over with several coats of thin stuff first and then thicker stuff when I know that I've covered all the styrofoam. I didn't bother to put too much in the way of my decorations just yet, because I know that I'm just going to cover it with more concrete, but yeah, they can come later. The only reason why I put this one in there was because there was a hole in there that I couldn't get anything into, so just hide it away in there. Anyway, I'm going to wait probably overnight, I'd say, before I'll repaint again. Should be nice and hard tomorrow. So this is after the first coat, after about 12 hours. I left it overnight. Most of it is already dry now. The thicker stuff is still a little bit cool to the touch, so it's still drying. They say 6 hours for this rapid set concrete to be able to set, but I did use a lot of water in this first coat, so I'm gonna still leave it a couple more hours for the heat of the day to set it, and then I'm gonna put on another thin coat and then a thick coat over the top. So yeah, I'll keep you updated on how it turns out. Looking good though, and so much more solid now as well. You can still push just a little bit and you'll be able to feel the stuff, but after 2 more coats we're definitely not going to be able to feel the styrofoam anymore. And I'm loving how it is looking like rock, like already in just 1 coat, so I'm pretty happy with this. It is turning out pretty good, yeah. And when we add dirt and bark and that sort of thing to it to give it a bit of texture, it's going to mean that it looks a lot more natural, because it's all just like your concrete colour right now, and once you dirty up the concrete, it'll look a lot more natural. Yeah. Okay. This is still wet, but I'm starting to add in a couple of little natural features. Even on this one, just sprinkled it with dirt to hopefully give it that colour and texture, but we'll see when it dries. Alrighty, this is the finished project. We got the big rock wall at the back. I put up my branch in there. I put this one in there just because we had leftover leaves. When they die, they'll be a good substrate anyway, because I put a couple down there. I had a little jar left over from my previous one, so I put that one back in there. The ones that I loved putting in there this time, there's our live plant too up in that one, was I put pieces of lichen that I'd scavenged from around our own home. Yeah, so it's the heat lamp basking area. It's nice and warm on there now. Put a couple of other stones down there. There's a little water bowl, and obviously another hide, because I will have 2 snakes in here for a bit.